GoLoud.
How are you doing? Welcome to episode 22 of TheConways podcast. Amy, introduce our guest.
We have our celebrant, Nicola Moran, here.
How are you, Nicola?
I'm great.
All good?
I'm good, yes. I've had a great morning going around washing my hands in the expensive soap at the toilets in Dublin city centre.
Yeah, you have to pay 20 cents to use the bathroom in Dublin.
Jeez, I owe about €5 already.
Don't go into Stephen's Green. You actually do get charged in there.
You know, you actually have, if you don't have coins, it has a contactless
Stop
thingy
it now.
outside, yeah. I always never pay.
Yeah.
They don't let you in if you don't pay.
You get barred from Stephen's Green Shopping Centre if you don't pay. But the Lewis is free. The Lewis is free in Dublin.
The Lewis is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to get on the Lewis later on,
Yeah, I'll try
it's
my
free.
best. Yeah, no problem.
Don't.
Mightn't see you in May. I might be arrested for all the fines. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What does the celebrant do?
Celebrant is the person who leads your ceremony on your
Okay.
wedding day. So there is so many different types of celebrant, and people get confused, especially when the green folder comes into question. Anyone getting married in Ireland has to apply to the HSE. Doesn't matter where you're getting married, whether it's church, whether it's a hotel, whatever. You have to legally apply to the HSE so they can keep record. That's really it. And plus they get more money out of you. So you
Yeah,
have to
it's a bit of a money racket.
it's a small bit of one. It's €200 for your green folder. And you don't even get your marriage licence with that. You have to pay an extra 20 to get your marriage licence. So
we
it's
have
like
both. We have both.
We don't have...
no, you didn't.
Do
get
we
ma-
not?
You didn't get
get
married
it.
yet.
Oh, the marriage license after
Yeah,
the
you
wedding.
get that
On
after
the
you
day,
get married.
on the
Yeah.
day. Okay.
No, on the day you have to sign that, and then you send it away. When you send it away, it's filed. Then you pay €20 to get your
So
marriage
even when
licence.
you're married, you're still not married until you get that.
Until you get married.
No, you're married, but
Not on
it's
paper.
until it's registered. So you have to send it back
You have to
and
say
then
the
it's
amount of
registered.
time, isn't it?
a month.
1 month.
1 month.
What if
yeah.
you went on a month honeymoon?
Well, they'll remind you. They send you reminders, and I'll send you a reminder too
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I think that you're going to be a small bit forgetful. Mm-hmm. If I think you're completely forgetful,
Amy.
I might even bring it with me and post it back with them, just to be sure it has
That
happened.
gets back.
Yeah. No, I mean,
We were having a chat. We had a coffee before this for a couple of hours. We had a chat about all
Yeah,
of this. But one thing that sticks out with me is that you offered to mind Frank.
Frank, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Now,
Yeah.
what celebrant would do that?
I know,
Huh?
yeah.
I
I'm
said,
telling
Frank,
you.
Nicola
you
Moran.
come and stay with me for the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, Buddy as well, obviously. I do have a dog that doesn't know he's a dog.
Oh, he's like
He's a little,
baby.
he's small, white, furry. He's a Bichon Pekingese.
Oh, lovely.
People say, what breed is he? I say he's a foot-long asshole. That's really it. He's just like, no, he doesn't know he's a dog. He's absolutely full of personality.
Yeah.
Spoiled rotten. I mean, we dropped him off. He goes to daycare. I'm one of those.
Daycare?
Yes, I'm one of those.
Trying to get Frank into one of them.
Yeah,
There we
she's
go.
like up the road. Yeah, sorry, Darren.
I'd love him, but there's no one near me.
There was a dog meet up in the park the other day and there was only 2 people and there was about 50 dogs.
Yeah,
You want to
50.
yeah. I talk to dogs before I talk to people. I meet
Oh,
people
same.
out with their dogs. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, hello.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
walk by the person, like forget they're there whatsoever.
It's like they're out the road.
But no, there's dogs. There is people who have like services that can bring your dog to your wedding.
Yeah.
They can get them groomed and washed and put a little tail coat on them, bring them to the wedding, and then bring them back and mind them until the next day or the day after or whatever.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
loads of services out there. Actually, the girl who minds our dog, she has texted me last year and said, what date's your wedding? And I said September 20th, because I'm actually getting married this year as well. And I said, it's not till next year. And she says, no, I just want to put it in the diary to make sure Buddy is,
Yeah, that is
is
well,
looked after.
yeah, well minded.
And she bought him a little tuxedo.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
And is your dog going? Is your dog going to your wedding?
Yeah, so she's going to bring him over.
We're
Yeah.
not allowed our dog at our wedding.
Yeah, but you should be able to bring him over for a couple of pictures, like
I'd say that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
It's just like,
into the ceremony. Might be they mightn't want him in the ceremony room. Some
Oh, just-
some venues do. Some
I'll just put him in the hotel room and say nothing. Lock
Yeah.
the doors, let him do his
Sure,
business.
Frank
on
would be
the,
happy to sleep up there.
Yeah,
Oh,
he'd
yeah.
sleep there.
Throw him up an old tree.
bring the Dyson with us.
What dog?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What dog here? You're
Yeah,
biting
I don't
off
know
the
what's
suit.
going on.
Yeah, no, but Frank, because I literally only live a couple of minutes away from your
Yeah,
venue,
yeah,
so I said if Frank wants to come on his holidays to Robertstown, then he's very welcome. Yeah.
He'd love Robertstown.
Oh, he'd love it. How long
if
did he
he's
come
travelling
out?
by car. He loves car.
Oh, does he?
He loves the
The
car.
car is a
Yeah.
buzzword, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Car. He's like,
Yeah.
"Meh."
Yeah.
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 Straight.
Well, Buddy comes in the car, but I have to put him in a little collar thing that
Yeah.
connects him
Yeah.
because he can put down the window himself.
I do have to lock the windows.
So yeah, I'd be afraid to try to jump out or
yeah.
something.
Screaming out.
You're a celebrant. Yes, we already established that.
Yeah.
But you're getting married And are you going to be a celebrant at your own wedding?
No, I can't marry
Can you do that?
myself.
You can't do that.
I think if I could marry myself, Ben probably wouldn't have slept for the last 8 years. He's probably afraid he'd wake up some morning married with a ring in his finger and knows himself.
You're probably not even going with a celebrant wedding.
I am, yeah. I'm going with, I am. I'm going with a celebrant. A friend of mine, she's up in Donegal, and she's coming down to do our ceremony. So looking forward to that, yeah.
Celebrants unite.
Celebrants unite,
Like, but you made loads of friends in that.
Yeah, loads.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. It's been great for me because it's such an experience to meet different people. Like, you two are, everybody's individual. Everybody is unique. So when I go to meet a couple, I like to meet them face to face because I can kind of guess what way you want your ceremony to go.
Yeah.
Without like trying to put words in your mouth. I'll tell you, these are the options. You can do what you like to this extent. Obviously, you know, there's legal wording there that you have to use. Everyone has different ways of doing it. Like, obviously, there's different types of celebrant. There's humanist, there's spiritualist. I'm an interfaith minister, which means I'm actually a reverend. I'm ordained, believe it or not. Yes, so I was ordained in 2022. So, again, the HSC and their little tags, I come under the heading of religious, even though there is no religious content in your ceremony unless you want it. But it's just, again, the way it works with the HSC when you're applying. But every couple is different. And I mean, everybody wants, and some couples you go to and they're like, I want this and 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 I want this. And you have to kind of pull it back a bit and say to them, it's going to turn into a circus, like, if you have all of that. Because they want to do everything. Because they think it's cool to do everything.
Yeah.
Whereas actually it's probably uncool because your guests are going to get bored.
It get messy,
This is a bit too much.
They're going to be like pulling their hair out.
Yeah.
Like,
Be
this
sitting
is
there.
too long.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't go at a church wedding, is because it's just too long.
Yeah.
Don't go to church
And
wedding.
priests are not as much fun as I am.
No,
either.
exactly.
So, I mean, like,
No, they're just,
You can get the odd funny priest, but it's a bit of a lucky dip now.
yeah, in fairness, our own priest in my parish is actually really funny. He's very nice.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And he's really kind of accommodating. But again, there's that personal element that's missing from a wedding ceremony in a church as opposed to. And people think, like, I know friends of mine who would be very religious and they'd say to me, you know, oh, I don't know about them weddings and that. But they think you're kind of anti-religion because you're a celebrant. But it's not. It's just about giving people options.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, you want a relaxed, funny ceremony, then you have it. If you want a serious, short ceremony, then you have it.
Well, my view on it was it's just handier.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
getting
all it
married
is, really.
in the place that your wedding is, like, you know
yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to hire cars or anything like that because the whole day is in that place. Like,
What do you mean hire cars?
like if you're getting married in a church, which would be a local church, then travelling, we'd need a car to get there. Like, you have the
You'd
wedding
need a few.
cars and stuff like that.
And a big bus. We're getting a bus anyway.
We're getting a bus anyway, but
The 40A.
the 17A is coming back.
70A.
We have the 1A2, the local link.
Yeah.
So, the local link out in our way. We're just getting that and go around.
Yeah.
But it does take out, and as well as that, it also gives you an extra bit of time with your guests.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a church ceremony, you're outside, you shake the hands outside the chapel, then everybody gets into the cars and they go home. And I remember, Lord rest my own ma, and she was wheelchair bound. But I remember every ceremony we go to, it'd be like, get up, get them dressed, get me father dressed, her dressed, go to the church, lift her out, lift her into church, and then it'd be back and we'd go for a cup of tea on the way home. So it was out of the car, into the
Bloody
house.
steps.
Yeah.
And again, we get to the wedding, I would be ready for bed.
Yeah,
I'd
like,
be
oh,
exhausted.
Jesus.
And we'd only be getting there and they'd be kind of filtering in. Whereas this, you're straight into it.
Yeah, that's what
You're
you want.
straight out into your drinks reception, a bit of music. You know, everyone's on a high, everyone's on and you've that bit of extra time then.
So what we talked about when we were having a coffee was like the song choices and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Was there any weddings you done where it was just mental and you were kind of like, what the hell is going on here?
What's happening?
Yeah.
And I've been very lucky, I suppose, so far. I remember I met a groom one day because the bride obviously had booked similar that you had chatted to me before, but Darren hadn't a clue what it was like. So, or he probably would have cancelled me. But anyway, I remember going to meet them and I said, hello, how are you? And I called him by his full name, how are you? And he said, I don't like to be called that. And I said, right, okay, what would you like me to call you? So he told me
Han
his
Solo.
nickname. Yeah, he told me his nickname and it felt really uncomfortable then. And I said, okay, well, it's obviously just, shall we step out here? You know, a bit of privacy.
For a
Conversation.
For an old scrap.
And he said, and his next words were, is there any, excuse my French, is there any fucking need for this at all? And I was
In
like,
what sense?
That he didn't want to have the meeting to talk about
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, right.
And I didn't know what to say. For the first time, I think I was ever stuck for words.
Oh,
And
God.
And celebrants don't get stuck.
No,
for
we
words.
don't get stuck for words. I'd wing my way out pretty much
Yeah.
anything. And I said to him, what do you have an issue with? Well, is there any need for this at all, this nonsense? So I said, if you want to get legally married under my supervision, then there's very much need for this nonsense. So I brought them outside and I talked them through that. But I thought, oh my God. But the wedding went grand, thank God. They're married and everything is good.
Jesus.
But it was just that lead up to it. So like that, because you're meeting so many different people and so many different, you two are two completely different personalities.
Yeah.
Which you click. You have
Yeah.
familiar ground that you get on with.
Yeah.
But then there's couples
Just
out there
about.
are completely different. What?
Just about.
Well, I said on our wedding day, there's going to be a sign that says, welcome to Ben's wedding featuring Nicola.
Yeah.
No say whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Oh, I love it.
When we met today and I brought a draft of what you can and can't do. So it gives you something to work from then.
Yeah.
So
I didn't realise that we could pick people to do things.
Yeah.
I just thought it was just me and him
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah.
But
Let's do
kind of
what?
gives us an option
What was the?
to light the candles and the ribbons.
Yeah, the ribbons were. What's that again? That's
The hand fasting.
Yeah, hand fasting.
So the
nothing
hand
to do with
fasting.
not eating or anything. The fast is just a stupid joke.
Fast for an hour before you get a ribbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hand fasting is a really nice way. And I did say to you, and I was very honest, when I started out first, I was allergic to hand fasting. I was like, don't give me that hand fasting. Don't look for hand fasting. I do not want to do hand fasting. Then over time, I got used to it and I actually grew to really love it. And I want to have it in my own ceremony. But Ben is like,
No, I want the sand.
Ben is, he wanted sand. I was like, it's mostly for people with kids. And we
Yeah.
I don't think Buddy can hold a sand vessel
No,
to hold the
imagine.
sand in.
I
Frank
like the
might.
sand one. It's just
Frank
basically like
trouble.
the unite.
Yes,
couple of
unite.
things.
It's the old
ribbon and
saying, worth your weight in salt or sand.
Yeah.
So 2 fistfuls, sand each, or 2 jars. You pour them into a container and it just means that will never be separated again. That's it. You're united together.
I tell you, I have a good bit of sand there in the house from the total.
Don't even have to guard the sand,
Don't need to add that to the budget.
Yeah.
I have a good bit of sand there. It's a bit of what you call it? Algae.
A bit green.
Algae. Algae.
Green.
Yeah.
Algae.
Slimy.
Yeah,
We'll have
lots
to
of
dry
algae.
it out for the week beforehand.
Yeah.
Put it on top of the cooker or the stove or something. You know?
Yeah. Well, if I can't bring Frank, I'll bring the turtle in my pocket.
Have you a turtle as well?
Yeah.
His
What's the
name is
turtle's
Gary.
name?
Gary.
I was going to say George. I knew it was a.
That's what
I knew
I
it
mean,
was
like
a
the
human.
Doesn't really have a name.
He's just
Sometimes
like-
friend.
Look, he's in there.
there's the
Wherever he is.
friend out.
Don't even know if it's a female or a male.
Haven't a clue.
I should have went to the house. Then I would have got to meet Frank as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Frank would have loved that.
I went to a house one time to meet a couple, and
Frank would have loved
Frank,
it.
he probably would have come home with me. Frank,
Yeah.
Frank would know well.
In the car.
I went to meet a couple in the house one day and was sitting chatting, and they had 2 dogs, and the dogs were really good. You know, they were trained and they had a crate, and all he had to say was, "You're not supposed to be out here," and they'd go back in. Then he made reference to Gizmo. And I said, "Oh, Gizmo, it must be another dog or something." And he said, "No, Gizmo's just over there behind you." It was a massive glass container with a big, long, lizardy looking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, a
Oh,
gecko.
no.
Now, it was definitely a foot long.
Was it a bearded dragon?
Could have been. I don't know. I was in too much shock to inquire. And then he took it out and he put it on the ground. And me being me, because I am quite stubborn, I said, "Oh, can I hold him?" And I was like, "Why did you even say that?"
no.
Because at the back of my mind, I was thinking, I'll be brave and offer to hold him, but
Yeah.
if he's probably going to say no. So
Yeah.
I'm off the hook, "Oh, yeah,
Thought
no
you'd hold
problem." He did, yeah. Photographed me holding this, smiling. And thinking, "Dear Jesus, get me out of here."
Oh,
But
no.
underneath, it was really soft. It was really cool.
Was he big?
Yeah, he was like the full of my arm. He was sitting on my arm. So he was, I'd say, he was over a foot long. It was like greeny, yellowy, mucousy colour. Yeah, it was not
Slimy.
the most.
I don't know how people
it
love
was just
them.
scary.
No.
A bit like that time I got a photo with a parrot on my shoulder in Tenerife in Laura Park
Oh, yeah, but Christy. Yeah. Right, so we got a picture taken years and years ago.
when I
of
was like
him and Christy.
12.
Christy, is his ma's boyfriend, and they were like 12, and we wound up going back together to Tenerife. Laura Park, the biggest zoo in Europe.
Right.
2 of us absolutely dying, but he just had to go
to get this photo,
to get that
to
picture.
recreate the photo.
Yeah. No, well, a parrot, I'd probably be more afraid of a parrot because they'd be.
They would nip at you if they
Yeah,
want.
they
If
would,
They
yeah.
just decide to nip at you, they will.
No, but thankfully Gizmo didn't come to the wedding anyway. But I did say to him I was actually breaking it.
Did you ever do a wedding where there was just a mad animal?
No, I done a wedding where there was 2 little dogs and they were the quietest people in the room. I'd done a wedding where there was mad children, all right.
Yeah, we're not having any kids.
I had done a wedding where there was went in and they said to me, obviously we said the ceremony was the 2, And I always go early. If the ceremony's at 2, I'd probably be there having my breakfast at 8 o'clock. I'm nutter for
just
being,
can't be late.
can't cope with being late. And I actually got a speeding fine last Friday because I had to go. I told you we had a bereavement in the family. My brother-in-law passed away, and the funeral was Friday. So I said to my sister, I have to do a wedding in Athlone.
Yeah.
So I will walk you to the end of the terrace, and then I'll go back and lock up the house. I'll go on, do the wedding, and then come back because these people have entrusted me to be there.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the way it goes. So I headed to Athlone. And I was halfway down the road and I seen the Garda van up in the... So I'm not condoning speeding. Like, it was totally... I couldn't help it. My mind was on it because they had the mass over the sound system. So I was listening to the mass going down the road, and obviously it took my mind off the road. Didn't realise the speed. So thanks to my brother-in-law, Lord rest him, I got a speeding fine on Friday going to do a wedding.
Oh no.
But,
extreme celebrants.
But he was an awful driver, like, in fairness. So he'd probably be very proud that I got a
that you got
fine,
it.
So I was like, there you go.
Oh God.
But there was a couple of ones, and the one I went to that day, I went in early and I was sitting up and I said, have you got? Because one of the things I do say, if you're having, because there's a part in it where I say about memory table or a memory candle. So if you're remembering people, right, and you say, I want to remember, you're going to remember whoever, and someone says, I want to remember my uncle John, my friend Mary, whatever. And that's grand. So the candle be lit or mightn't be lit, or if you want to do it. These are all options, right? But if you tell me that you're bringing pictures and you're putting them on a table, right, I want to know who's in that picture. So it looks ridiculous.
So you're not just like, your man.
Yeah.
Your man just...
Today we like to remember their Uncle John, and then you turn around, there's 5 pictures looking out at me, like, so John's really important. The rest, we just
they're just there, like, you need to know.
So you need to know these things. So it's really, and it probably looks like I'm being pedantic about stuff like that, but you need to know these things. But we rocked up anyway that day, and I said, have you got the pictures for the memory table? Yeah. I said, will you grab them for us there, wherever they are? They're in the boot with the car, and he handed me the keys of his car to go and look for his car because I didn't know
in the middle
drove.
of it, like?
Yeah, it was 10 minutes to the start of the ceremony.
Oh my God, no.
So I said, I don't know what you drive. I said, will you get the best man to go? He's not here yet. Where's the best man?
Oh no.
He got stuck, something coming out the road this morning. I said, we're starting in 10 minutes. And he said, I don't know where he is. Well, can you ring him and find out? And can you get someone else to go to the car? Anyway, the best man got in 20 minutes into the ceremony. He got in just in time to sign the register. So we just went ahead without him, like, because everybody was there and ready to go. So we started without him. But they were having a sand ceremony. They were having the unity candle. And there was 3 kids. And the 3 kids literally went. Now, I would always tell people, do not take them out of the room. Yeah, get them
Make it sandcastles.
Give them a bucket and spade. Go on over there to the corner.
God.
I'd always tell people, if you're bringing kids to a ceremony, keep them in the room. Don't try and push them out.
Put them in a cage.
Yeah, put them
in the corner.
Calpol. No, God, I'm sorry.
Calpol. No.
But no, try and keep them calm. But like, don't pull them out of the room because then they throw a real hissy fit.
Yeah.
But these were going bananas. And next thing I looked, the young one was gone lifting the candle up out of the thing. And I thought she's going to be like, the wax is going to burn her. Then they knocked over the sand all over the place and the whole lot. And I couldn't hear my ears. I kept going. And the manager of the hotel came up at the end of the ceremony and he said, how did you manage to keep a straight face? And I said, I just kind of focused to get through it, like, and that's it. And we got through to the end of it. And I got into the car. And you know that kind of like, you don't know whether you're going to laugh or cry with relief?
Yeah.
Like, just, and I remember specifically going out and they were standing at the front of the hotel, stepping in to get a photograph with them. And to this day, I'm looking at the picture and I look like the cockiest celebrant in the world. Because I'm like, I just survived that.
There's a
picture and I'm in the middle of them, I'm like,
I'm owning this.
Mic drop.
Was there ever right, so we talked about this last week about someone objecting to a wedding. You know, like in the movies, like where I object and they come through the doors. Like, do you actually deliver that line? Is there any objections, or is that just
I ask you, is there any that you know?
But you don't ask anyone in the room?
No, no.
Did anyone?
I wouldn't risk it.
Did anyone ever just take it upon themselves, even though you don't say it, to just go, I object?
Yeah, I'd actually a wedding only 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the best man, as a joke, and thankfully he let me in on the joke beforehand. The best man, as a joke, when I came to that part, he went, don't do it. And he looked up and they all started laughing and I was stopping. Now, if I didn't know that was going to happen, I probably would have passed out. But I knew beforehand. But you could see everyone else going,
what the
why?
What's he saying that?
He wasn't like her at all.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. But no, other than that, it's been I've been very lucky and very kind of, I always say I'm very blessed to be able to be in that role.
How many have you done?
After this year,
Would you do one every week?
100.
Would you do one a week? Or
Uh,
every 2 weeks?
no, I don't
say it's
kind of go.
hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
100?
Yes.
How many
would only
questions
do-
are we asking?
Yeah. Well, slow down.
She's like,
What do you call it? Send me an email after this.
yeah.
I always said that I would not do more than 40 in a year.
Okay.
Because like this, you have to take time to get to know people.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
just
yeah.
take a booking and say, right, I'll be there that day and sure, I'll just rock up and do
Yeah.
a wedding. You have to get to know them.
And so,
That's the point.
so far, would you say that we'd probably be our favourites?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially you, Darren.
Oh, thanks a million.
You know, I know Amy booked me and all
Ah,
that.
yeah, that's
Me and
brilliant.
You
Thanks.
get on really well.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're like best friends now.
He's so
I love
tall.
that, Yeah.
He's so tall. That was my
That's the
first thing.
Yeah.
I was like, he's so tall.
The picture of that tall.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some height
yeah.
for my age.
Honest
Yeah.
to God.
What age
yeah.
would you say I am?
I'd say you were 27
Yeah.
Success.
Last
Like
That's
him
like
with the big head.
as I listened to the podcast.
30,
Yeah,
32.
yeah.
32
You're
last
not
week.
32.
Yeah.
Are you?
His family are real young. You want to see his
Yeah,
mask?
I did think you were.
Family's, I mean, Nanny's 93.
She's 93, but
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
look 93.
Yeah, yeah.
You
you
wouldn't
meant
think
to
she's
say,
93.
like, yeah.
93. Good genes then. Yeah,
Good
you
genes.
definitely don't look 32.
No.
Without a doubt. And you certainly don't even look like.
What age do I look?
You only look like
I
a
don't look like-
teenager.
Do you think so?
Yeah, you only
That's a
look
good
like a
thing.
teenager. Because I was saying to my sister one of the days, I was saying, yeah, go up and do a podcast. She said, what's that? And I said, well, I don't know. Grand.
What do you mean, what's that?
That, yeah. Well, I don't know what you do here. Like, here I am. I haven't a clue what's going on. But, and I was showing her, I said, that's them. And she said, jeez, they don't look old enough to be getting married. And I said, yeah, I know.
This
know
is
what, like-
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
great now. This is great.
I'm
Do
delighted.
Definitely don't look like, I would have said you were only in your mid-20s. Definitely.
you know what? I'd say people, when we were booking things, because I booked this so far in advance,
Yeah.
like
For her 21st, she booked me.
literally, I literally booked you, what? 3 years ago,
3
I'd
years
say?
ago,
yeah,
yeah.
I was way ahead of my time. I'd say people were like, they won't end up staying together. They're too young to stay together. And
Yeah.
like, then the wedding is just creeping up. Like, what, 10 months out
10
now?
months, yeah.
Jeez.
And that will go really quickly. And when couples kind of get in touch with me and they'd
Yeah.
say, you know, want to get married, and I would always say, you need to book your big things first, like your venue, your celebrant, your music, and hair and makeup.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
that's all done. Yeah.
Because you forget, if you don't get your preferred suppliers,
yeah.
you're going to have to get someone. My niece got married 2 years ago and she left at like 10 months or something. From they got engaged in October. They were getting married the following October. She didn't book anything except the venue
Yeah.
until January. She ended up having to get somebody to travel from Cork to Kildare to do her makeup because they were
Yeah,
all
see,
booked
that
out.
scares
Like,
me. That scares me. Like,
so you're better off to get all of that booked,
There's
all of that
something-
in place.
There's something kind of scary about like booking your band like 2 years before your wedding or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you obviously don't keep in contact
No,
with
no,
them.
no, it's really
you
strange.
hear
You
from
don't
them
hear
like
them
the
until-
day before or
Yeah.
something.
Or the
and
week before
I'd
even.
be like, these are going to cancel and not turn up.
Yeah.
man.
Oh, I don't
And that
know.
freaks me out.
Yeah.
Right. I will be, because if somebody texts me, because we were laughing about it today when we were chatting, the phone
Yeah.
was ringing and I could see you were itching and I was itching. I turned my phone down. Yeah.
It's
Like,
ringing
somebody
me, and I just
texted me.
like,
One of the reasons we went with who we went with was because they responded straight away.
Yeah.
And I mean, the band we went with, I sent him a message and he emailed back within 5 minutes and said, I'm actually at whatever now, but tomorrow I'll give you a ring or give you a message.
Yeah, that's
And I was
what-
like,
yeah,
fair
I'm
enough,
like
that's
that.
fine. So we went with them.
I can't
and that
wait.
was it.
I
Did
can't
you have
wait.
your band booked and all?
yeah. That's booked like 3 years.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
Yeah, we
was done in a
we
week.
went to one, what do you call it? Showcase.
Showcase.
And
yeah.
she was just like, yeah, want them.
Yeah.
But I
Same
looked
with the
into
venue.
everything.
Same with all of it. It was just
Yeah,
like, yeah, first
Yeah,
one,
but-
want that.
Do you know the way you do your own research? Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
looking at things and you're looking at reviews, and I haven't heard anything bad about the band we picked.
No,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, what if one of them
No,
is
I mean-
sick?
I think
No,
they
well, they'd
backup
they'd
people.
all have stuff covered, like, you
Oh,
know.
would they?
because-
Yeah.
they would. Like all the wedding bands and that. Like that, I said to you, I'm in a WhatsApp group with different
Yeah.
suppliers. So there was photographers I know that couldn't do a gig, they were sick and they got someone else to go or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they always have someone to back up or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
What if you were
it's-
sick?
If I was sick, I would still possibly
You'd still do it, would you?
do it, yeah.
Would you?
It would take a lot for me not to do a wedding, an awful lot.
Did you ever have to cancel?
No, I would never.
Not once.
No, even as I said last Friday at my brother-in-law's funeral, I went
Yeah, jeez.
and went to the
Yeah.
ceremony, and afterwards I was fine. Like, well, I wasn't fine. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't
Your head would be kind
my
of
head. Yeah,
like yeah.
but I went into automatic mode, went down, and when I finished the ceremony, I was okay up until that point. And then the band that were doing the ceremony music, the girl came up at the end, and she threw her arms around me, started hugging me. Oh my God, that was lovely! I don't know how you got through that. And I was like, all right, stop now.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
yeah,
bawling
yeah.
going up the road.
You
Yeah.
ever get that someone hugs you and that makes it worse?
Yeah,
You ever
yeah,
get that? Yeah.
No, I'm very good at holding it together.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there
I
is
always pretend
moments.
I'm not crying.
Yeah.
And I look weird.
I'd say you're really good at pretending you're not
Twitchy
crying.
face.
Yeah.
And we made a bet now today, remember? I bet you €50 that I will have to hand you a tissue when she's coming up the aisle.
I'll be like,
What am I doing?
I'm solid. I'm solid.
But everybody does.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, even like
No.
the toughest, or they think they're the toughest.
Yeah.
And like, look,
Even the people with their names tattooed on them
yeah.
would cry.
Well, I'm dreading mine. Ben's going to be in a hoop.
Do you think
Oh,
so?
he's a softie. She met him. He's going to be balling the whole way up. He's going to be balling
That's
the
what
day
you
of the
want.
weekend.
If he doesn't start crying, I'm
I'll
going back
pinch him.
outside and I'm starting again until he does cry.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
going to bring
pinch
some
you.
Vicks with me.
Right, okay.
Just quick rub on.
I'll be up at
You're
the top
right.
of the ceremony room chopping onions. You cry.
Will you fucking cry?
Oh, God. Chopping a load of onions.
There'll be loads of celebrities there.
Oh, will there?
Yeah.
Well, me for a start.
Yeah.
You'll be number
Yeah.
one. There's who else is going?
Big stuff.
Yeah.
Big stuff. Big
There's
stuff.
a couple of other Ryan Hennessy from Picture This.
No, he's
Yeah,
not. I wish.
My nephew is actually a huge fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Of
yeah,
Ryan Hennessy,
Yeah,
same.
and he said, if she goes to do a wedding and Ryan Hennessy's at it, I'll kill her stone dead. I was
He
like,
was
I don't
only
know.
on
And he was
Yeah.
on another podcast in
In
here
here the other
yesterday,
day.
and all I got was notifications being tagged saying Darren Conway's going to be going mad.
Stop
Couldn't
it.
believe it.
And did you send him an invite?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He sent him a
Now, an
microphone.
invite or a
He told me,
WhatsApp?
no, I was in here, he was outside, and I said, are you going to
Yeah.
do the wedding? Like, and
Yeah,
he said,
yeah.
I'll do it if there's finger food. And I said, you can have all the finger food you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, you can-
Ryan, I call him
Henno.
Henno.
Hello, yeah. We'll give you a 5-course meal. Just tell us you're going to be there.
Yeah.
2 songs, please, that's all.
Yeah. They are good.
They're great. They're
So if you
brilliant.
could have someone at the wedding,
What?
if you could have someone like
What?
the
guests
wedding?
to sing at the
Oh,
wedding.
that's so rude.
Sorry, I did that
Supposed to
way
say
when I'm
party.
thinking of Ryan Hennessy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Ryan
In what way?
Hennessy.
Ryan Hennessy.
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
What?
would
Who?
die if Picture This walked in.
Really?
Yes,
yeah,
I'd be on the floor. Be on the floor on my back. Couldn't believe it.
Oh, I'd love to see that now.
Be great,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What do you
It's a
think?
toss up between them and Westlife. Whoever budgets first.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to do it, you know.
Westlife, I don't think are too busy at the minute.
Yeah.
They're finished their tour, so.
Or else Boys Life, you know. Who's that?
What is life?
Shane Duffy and
Oh.
Keith Duffy and Brian McFadden.
Yeah.
Boys Life.
Is
They
that-
do it. 50
They
quid.
would, yeah. No bother.
Apparently you.
So can I ask for autographs at the wedding then? Can I bring a pen and paper? Like
Just bring a Paddy
little
Power
notepad?
docket.
Yeah, Paddy Power
With a
docket.
little green
Giving
pen.
off me tab. You going in? Yeah. Can I please?
Amy Corcoran, 2 to 1.
Yeah. ACDC. I texted you
Yeah.
that day. Yeah. We
For
were
the
saying
song.
about the initials.
Yeah.
I was like you're going to be ACDC.
Yeah,
AC/DC,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Literally.
I think
They
we
were only
should,
saying that then the other day.
we should acknowledge that at some point and then play Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Or any
Highway to
AC/DC.
Hell, as most
Yeah.
people, most men go
Yeah.
for that. You know, I just say, what song do you think you're going to go out to? And nearly all the men will say, Highway to Hell. I'm like, okay.
And I'd say the boys are sitting there going, no,
No
absolutely
way.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait till I get
That-
you home.
Wait till you start thinking about songs for your ceremony. That is the most difficult job.
Yeah.
It is hard, isn't it? Like I'm listening to
James
songs,
Vincent
I'm like, I just
McMorrow.
can't think.
You will, myself and Ben have fallen out more times over songs.
Yeah.
Because he's a massive Liverpool fan. And he
Yeah.
obviously, he obviously wanted You'll Never Walk Alone in the ceremony.
Yeah.
Right? And I
Oh,
said,
I thought, like,
I want it in the ceremony.
oh,
And that's exactly what oh no. And
No.
so I said, look, we'll see. So we found a gorgeous instrumental
Yeah.
on Spotify. And it's nice. It is nice. But we have changed our songs because I'm a trad head.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I go to all the trad festivals. I'm a big trad head. And I said to Ben, I can't be walking up the aisle to some soppy love song. It's just not me.
Yeah.
I just couldn't
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not coming in like, and everyone, because, you know, like, obviously it's a big emotional day. And if there's a slow soppy love song, I ain't going to be bawling,
be
and I
sobbing.
don't want that. So we're trying to pick. So we picked anyway. I got a recording of the Bridal Marches Canon D, Pachelbel's Canon.
Yeah.
But I played a video clip from Ennis Trad Fest a couple of years ago. And there was a few trad musicians played it in a fast version, like a trad reel.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's what I'm going to be walking into. But every other song has changed. And even this morning, before ye appeared, we were talking about
Yeah.
changing our songs again.
We're like that though. We're picking songs and we're like, yeah, right, that's it. And then you get bored or something. Like
you
when
think
keep
a song
thinking about
sounds
that
good.
song.
Like,
Yeah.
sometimes a song sounds so nice, like, and then you look at it, like the lyrics, like you listen to the lyrics and it's
And
like,
it's-
I never want to be with you again.
Yeah.
And like, I hate you. go and die or something like that.
Yeah, it's
But
mad.
beautiful.
opposite.
Yeah.
That's like the James Vincent McMorrow, the cover song he done on something, and the actual meaning
and I
behind
love
it
that
is
song,
not.
like, and it's like about breaking up.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's not.
It's a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, you're talking about entrance into, like obviously you're going into a reception room, your exit song.
Yeah.
That needs serious thought, because when you're
Should that be one
sermon,
that's like powerful? That's not like soppy, and it's like kind of like getting ready for the night ahead kind of thing.
Because like everyone thinks, obviously this is a solemn legal ceremony, so it's a serious element of the day. But that doesn't mean it's not a fun element of the day.
Yeah.
Like, and your ceremony is really important. But you would pick a song and you'll think, right, that's our song. And then you hit the play button and the intro is like 30 seconds of
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah. So you go, I now pronounce you husband and wife, and then there's strum, 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 and then it kicks
For
off.
ages, yeah.
So you have to really kind of
Find something
that's like, that's year kind of vibe, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you want to say.
God.
The people there are going to be going out on a high. They're going to go out the room and they're going to be like in great form, and
Buzzing
they're going to be
down.
it wasn't going out the room.
Starving.
With the hunger, yeah.
You only give us a few blatant canopies.
Canopies, yeah. You'll have
Canapes if you
you'll
want
have
to
to get a donut wall and all that. You can get them all fed on the way out.
Well,
Are you having a crisp ball?
no.
No.
I don't know.
Don't know.
No, we're not doing
That'll
that like
change
that.
too. No.
I mean, no.
We're trying to pull back on the spending, you know.
Well, I said I wasn't having anything like that, but my sister and my niece would be like, if I don't get it, they'll get it. So I'm trying to get in ahead of them. So I don't want costing them anything, like, obviously.
Yeah.
But then I was up with my sister's last night and she let it slip that she'd already start buying stuff for a sweetheart. I said, no, we weren't getting that like that. And she was like, well, I just picked up a few bits. And her few bits now would be literally, she probably has a spare bedroom full of
Yeah.
She's
The
just
whole
super
lot.
organised. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
But like everything is going to fall into place. That's the main thing. Like,
That's it.
and the one thing about ceremony is, and some people kind of say to me, what do we do? Where do we go? Where do we stand? Who does this? Who does that? It's my job to direct the whole day.
Yeah.
You just have to turn up, and I will be there early. I'll set up the room. Like the littlest thing.
Would you ever like keep an eye on the box where the cards go into, and like was there ever?
Me and Frank
What's the
do
record? Like,
security.
did you ever, like? Would you look at that? Like,
No.
there's no kind of
I
like.
might, if you want me to. I'll take all the cards.
So yeah, just not on our wedding, but like say if we get onto it like in a month or two, and see how many cards are actually
How many
going into the
cards are into
boxes.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Just to know.
Yeah, just to know.
You know.
Yeah.
I think I'm a bit too embarrassed. I don't know, in front of people are saying our vows.
So
Like,
you
would you write them? Could you?
Would I write them for you?
Yeah.
No. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Like, and then like just put your name in.
No,
Yeah.
don't be so lazy, Amy.
I don't know what to
I
say.
couldn't write your vows. But the main thing, like everybody, like I said, the
Copy and
difference
paste
is-
job.
Copy and paste. Go into what's that GP chat or GP
Chat GP,
whatever
yeah.
you call it. Yeah,
GP,
You know, it'll be
GP
like
chat,
very
yeah.
robotic. I, Darren, take you, Amy.
Amy.
Yeah. No, it's just a pen and a paper and
Yeah,
write down whatever's in your head. And if it means, like, as I said, Ben, I'm going to love you for the rest of your life, even though you sing crap Liverpool chants all the time. Do you know, that's what it's about. It's not about the makey up stuff. Like, it's
Like,
about
did you
the
ever
real
have a
stuff.
wedding where the vows are just like, say, really,
like
really
you.
long? Like,
Thanks.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that kind
Thanks
of
for
thing.
coming.
Thank
thanks
you.
for like,
I love you.
speech to the crowd, like, you know.
Thanks, Amy, for getting everyone to bring a card today.
Yeah. Darren's very grateful.
Everyone is like, it's strange because I've been at weddings where there's people have done vows and like it means so much to them, but it means nothing to anybody else
Yeah.
because they're writing something that's really personal. I mean, I'll be honest, right? I would talk, as you can tell, for Ireland. I'm not afraid. I'm not
Would you?
embarrassed. Yeah, you'd never know. Would you? I'm not kind of behind the door, like,
Yeah.
and whatever you ask me to, I'll give it a go. I'm all right. I'll give it a chance. When Ben told me that we were going to be doing our own vows, I felt physically sick. I'm like, I can't do it
I know.
because I'm related to a house full of sneers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so they're going
yeah.
to be ripping the piss out of it.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then we went down the town one night and came home, and Ben said to me the next day, I don't think I'll do my vows. And I said, why? He said, there'll be people there and they'll be going to be laughing and stuff. So I went on it was like reverse psychology. I'm like, you're doing your
Yeah,
vows. and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
We're not
yeah.
having anyone. And if they're sneering, they shouldn't be there. But like for you, you're just nervous about talking.
Yeah.
Whereas
I don't
you
know.
can't be arsed writing vows.
Well, like I want to,
Private
yeah.
vows, maybe.
I do. What?
The
Yeah.
private vows.
I'll whisper them to you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey,
So like I said to you, there's an option that you can write your vows to one another, put them in a sealed envelope,
Yeah.
bring them on the day. I take them from you and put them into the little box, which is like a time capsule. Like,
That
and
is
it's a nice way of doing it.
Yeah.
Do you get to keep the box?
What?
Can you
Yeah,
keep-
you can keep the box.
Can you?
It's only out of Tigger, but you can keep it. And the idea then is that it's like on your anniversary every year, you go back to the box, you take out the vows, and you have a read of them. It's like your ritual. It's kind of brings you back to that day, to what what it meant to you,
Yeah.
and what being there on that it meant to you. Like, it's a very nice way of doing it,
Yeah.
without putting too much pressure on yourselves.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to be doing is to be worrying and sweating about.
Yeah.
Fucking
Talk.
lions.
Yeah, like it's
A couple of lions, like, and you're crying the night
Yeah.
before, huh?
Are you seriously saying that to me? You'd be worried sick. You'd be like, Amy, I can't say it.
My stomach and all, I'd be going.
yeah.
Need a few Alka-Seltzers.
Yeah, you will.
Do you ever have them? They're
You
nice.
Buscapan.
Yeah, and it's
Lemony
not.
kind
It's
of
not.
thing.
And the biggest thing that they learned
Buscapan.
today was, what is the optional thing that you didn't think was optional?
The rings.
Yeah,
Can't believe that. Like,
rings are optional.
Yeah.
You do not need to have wedding rings to get legally married.
What's-
Like, nobody believes that.
What's the other thing about passing the ring around?
Oh, the ring warming at the beginning. So you begin your ceremony, like they're called enhancements, like with the sand ceremony, the hand fasts, and this another enhancement. So at the beginning of the ceremony, you nominate somebody to start the ring warming, and you say, today we begin, and I'm going to ask everyone in the room to put their blessings on the
Like
ring.
pass the parcel.
And pass the parcel, basically.
Which are rings that
With
cost a
your rings
lot of
that
money.
cost a lot of money. So they're going to be sealed, because, like, I don't know who's going to be there, famous or not. I trust nobody,
Henno,
taking everyone.
Henno already has a
He's-
few rings.
yeah,
Where are
get
they
end
from?
off him.
ASOS or something.
No, where's Henno from?
Kildare.
He's from
I know.
you.
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
I'm from Robertstown.
Yeah.
Henno, so
Hello,
I know
I'm
the
coming for
Italian
you.
people.
He's listening. He listens every week, I think. No, he does, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I went over to a house a couple of weeks ago, and like when I went in, obviously I was doing my highest bouquet. I was like, "Hello, how are you?"
Yeah,
"Hello, how are you?"
yeah.
And the groom said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I'm from Robertstown." Oh, jeez, he said, "You're all a bit rough out there, aren't you?" I said,
Oh my God, people say that about me as well when I say from Ballymun.
he said, "What's your last name?" I'm definitely not telling you that.
yeah. Oh
yeah.
God.
But yeah, no, rings were optional. It's a big surprise, but
Mad,
it
can't
is
believe
optional.
that.
I couldn't get married without a wedding ring.
No.
Was there any? Did you ever do a wedding where they didn't have rings? That
Yes.
it is optional.
It is optional. At a wedding that they didn't do rings, what they did was they gifted saplings, trees, to all their family as their enhancement. It's to do with the spring equinox and that. They were very earthy like, and they wanted to bring light and day and all of that into the thing. But the saplings were manky dirty.
Yeah.
That was the biggest problem. So I was like, you can't even gift them because your dress is going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, you really have to think things through.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, logistically and everything else, you have to
And
think things
that would be at no cost as well to go out and pick a few trees.
Yeah, probably cost more than the wedding rings.
Did you get the trees?
Yeah, they'd cost you a fortune, I'd say.
Well, take them in the Fino.
Yeah. I'll bring the trailer next time I'm going up. So. Yeah. And then there's the last one, then be gifting. So you can have somebody, like, say, 2 red roses, 2 whatever, and somebody brings them up to you, the both of you at the top, and then you exchange them. So it's your first gift as a married couple
Ah,
to one
cute.
another. So then in times of hardship, because everybody is, a bit of arguments,
yeah.
if you're kind of don't know how to come out of the argument, or, some people don't apologise, which
Yeah,
happens in
yeah,
our house,
yeah.
just go and buy a flower and put it into an area where the other person can see, and it's kind of just
To say,
reminding
yeah.
you that's why we're here,
Ah, that's nice.
Loads of lovely romantic things you can do.
I feel like we're never going to do that. I feel like after the box and the chest and all, it's just going to be on top of the wardrobe or in a press,
Well, we could have
gathering
that in a
dust,
nice place.
like the way
Well-
everything is.
I think it would cost me a mortgage on flowers if we did that, because I would be going down and buying 12 dozen roses
Yeah,
every
yeah,
week.
yeah, so would I.
We're not doing that.
No,
way.
no.
No apologies.
Yeah,
cheaper.
yeah.
Sorry about that. Oh no, the
Indeed,
chest and
that's
stick a
what I
rose
think.
in.
All the arguments collecting in
Yeah.
the box. Oh God.
Thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And thanks for buying us a coffee
No,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
very welcome.
and a croissant.
Thanks
And
so
a
much.
croissant, yeah.
Did you know you forgot about the croissant? Did you?
I'll bring you a real lamb croissant the day of the wedding.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
from
you were saying, yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what's the name of the place?
Poppy Maze.
Poppy Maze.
Maze.
Where's
Poppy
that?
Maze,
Give
it's
the-
in Robertstown.
In Robertstown. We're
Poppy
going
Maze
down there.
Coffee and Cake. My good friend Larkin and Sandra, they own it, and they're absolutely amazing. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
promise you a Poppy and Maze Coffee and Cake treat box the day of the wedding.
There you go.
There you go. I'll be there
buzzing for
early
that.
so you can have it before the ceremony.
And I'll be milling them because I'll be down a bit by then, you know.
I'll also bring a white tea down and put it over your shirt.
Yeah. You'd love that.
Yeah.
Buzzing for it now. We're back again next Tuesday. Just me and Darren
Thanks very
talking
much.
about I don't know what. Who knows?
Just me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just me and Darren. Yeah.
See you then.
Yep. See you then. Have a good week.